Welcome everyone to the Heart to Heart video newsletter, where we endeavor to give you the heart to heart news in 30 minutes or less. My name is Michael Ann Conley. I'm the VP of Pathways and the VP Education Mentor, and I will be the moderator for our newsletter this month. Let's hear first from our president, the esteemed Kimmy Avery.
Thank you, Michael Ann. I'm Kimmy Avery, the president of Heart to Heart. I'm about to go on a road trip, and guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring my Toastmasters magazine with me. Why? Because if you take photographs wherever you're at and you send it into toastmastersinternational.org, guess what? You too can be in their magazine. How cool is that? With summer upon us, there are lots of opportunities for adventuring, and I hope you're going to take some time with that. You know that you can adventure through Toastmasters clubs digitally around the world. And the more we broaden our horizons and open those doors to new people, the more enriched our lives are. We've got some really cool things happening in this newsletter. Jeannie Alford is going to be interviewing Gary McKenzie. Oh my God, what a treasure trove of wisdom that man has. You're going to want to stick around for that. Karina Aragon is going to tell us about our Thursday meeting that's coming up. And it is a super exciting thing because remember what I just said about around the world? Well, guess what? The Thursday meeting is going to make that possible for us. We've got some great things that we're unveiling, and Jeannie's going to tell you all about that and some successes that we've had. And Michelle's going to tell us about volunteering in her segment today, a treasure trove of wisdom. Did you know that every member of our club, you too, are a treasure trove of wisdom? You're going to learn about our upcoming events from Karina Aragon, and you'll hear about the opportunities that are available to you in the coming month. In our celebration and acknowledgement section, you're going to hear about our newest member. Give her a big welcome. And Gary's going to be giving us an update on the Speakers Bureau. Let's get started. Back to you, Michael Ann.
Thanks, Kimmy. Did you know that elections are coming up in June, and we have some spots that are waiting for you? For instance, each and every one of us, we can nominate ourselves to take on one of our officer roles. That's President, Secretary, Treasurer, VP Membership, VP Pathways, VP Education, VP Public Relations, and Sergeant at Arms. In our club, as we mentioned last month's newsletter, we have a succession plan that includes being a shadow officer. And it looks like we need a shadow officer for secretary, for treasurer, for VP membership. We could really use another shadow officer in VP education and VP PR. Check below for where you can write to find out about what officer role you can take. I'm going to introduce Gary McKenzie, who is going to be interviewed by Jeannie Alford. This is our spotlight for our newsletter this time. Take it away, folks.
Let me introduce Gary McKenzie. Gary is our Vice President of Public Relations here at Heart to Heart, and he's also a hard worker. He's working with the District 57 crew to set up our Speakers Bureau, and he'll tell us a little bit more about that later in the newsletter. If you're a speaker and you want to expand, Gary's the guy you want to know. But Gary's also a longtime Toastmaster, probably longer than some of you guys have been, well, let's just say alive if you're a millennial. He's really been around for a while, and he's got a story about how Toastmasters can affect your business life that I really want to get to. Gary, I'm so happy to be able to get this chance to talk to you. And let me ask you, what got you started in Toastmasters?
Well, Jeannie, I was very shy, lacking self-confidence, and yet I felt I had a message I needed to speak. However, I was afraid to go out and do it. And then Jerry was a client, and Jerry said to me one day at the end of a meeting, Gary, I'm a member of Toastmasters, and we're having a contest, and I need one more guest to win. Will you be my guest? I took a deep breath and said, okay. I went to my first Toastmasters meeting, really scared. And Jerry said, "Don't worry, Gary, you don't have to speak." Jeannie, he lied. At the end of the meeting, they said, "Gary, what do you think? Tell us about the meeting." And I stood up and said something. So that's my first experience with Toastmasters.
Wow. I understand from some of my Toastmasters birdies that you have a really unique story of how Toastmasters has affected your business and how you've applied Toastmaster skills to get on the national level. Can you tell us about that?
I certainly can, Jeannie. As I developed my speaking skills, which was helped by my fellow Toastmasters, I became a congressional appointee to the White House Conference on Small Business. There, instead of sitting in the back and not saying a word, I spoke up, and that increased visibility. So as I went through that program and spent a week in Washington, D.C., meeting with various leaders, including at that time President Bill Clinton, and after that meeting, I was invited to a debate, which I accepted. So I went to Washington, D.C. again. I debated an individual about the death tax. And then, fast forward, 2001, early March, I received a phone call from the White House. They said, President George W. Bush is meeting with a handful of business leaders. Can you meet with him Friday afternoon at 1 p.m.? Yes. So I went and participated in that meeting with President George W. Bush at the White House.
And this, because you went to that initial Toastmasters meeting, is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, Jeannie. That was the result of going to that initial Toastmasters meeting and going back and participating.
And getting a lot out of it, obviously, because you were able to stand up and speak on a national platform and a national stage when you used to be extremely shy. I want to underscore that because there's more to Toastmasters than getting up to speak. It's finding that level of confidence you just talked about and being able to formulate your ideas and present them in a way that others listen. Because obviously somebody in the White House listened to you to get you from one administration into the other. You were memorable, which is great. Final question for this little interview is, what is the advice you could give Heart2Heart members on identifying new skills, gaining those new skills, and applying them not just into Toastmasters, but into your regular life, into your business life?
Jeannie, when I was new in Toastmasters, I asked Wayne Schote. Wayne Schote is an accredited speaker with Toastmasters. And I said, Wayne, what can I do to improve my speaking ability? He said, Gary, never, never turn down an opportunity to speak. Jeannie, I took that to heart, and I can identify only one time when I had an opportunity and I missed it. And by standing and speaking, you increase your visibility and your competence, and you become known as an expert in your field, and that helps your business grow.
Excellent. Thanks, Gary. I look forward to learning more from you because you have a varied background that we can all learn from. Thank you.
Thank you,
Back to
Jeannie.
you, Michael Ann.
We have some extraordinary talent in Heart2Heart, don't we? Now, next, we're going to hear from Karina Aragon.
Hi, Karina here, your Lucid Living coach. I'm here to introduce the new upcoming Big Club. And it is starting on Thursdays, the third Thursdays of every month. You're going to learn what hybrid means, of course, the differences between the two meetings, video versus in-person hybrid meeting, as well as the pros and the cons to each to help you better understand the benefits on how it will help you and how you can apply it to your business outside of Toastmasters. The Hybrid Club will be meeting at 10 a.m. starting June 17th. What is hybrid? This is something of two separate or different components performing the same function combined. The benefits and the challenges of being on video versus in person. The benefits, this caters to those that want to be a part of our club that are overseas. So when we started doing this this online world, we found that this actually has been beneficial for reaching outside of our networks. This is a huge one, in my opinion. We have a small little network just in the area that we live, but there's a whole world out there. And the people overseas, and also the people that have been a member of our club that has moved away, that misses their peeps. So this is really good for location independence, for those that like to travel a lot, but also want to stay in touch with all of their friends and their connections. So those that are not living in the San Francisco Bay Area. Also, those that have been members that have moved away and would still like to be connected, members who have the opportunity to reach outside of their current networks, which I've already said, and those that are new to speaking, okay, that's a big one, that feel safer behind the screen. And we all know that when we're public speaking, our nerves could get a little big. So I think it's really good to start off maybe behind the screen, and then eventually when we start meeting in real life like we did before 2020, then you will be very prepared because you'll know the outline and the format that we're doing all the speeches. Those that are new to speaking and those that have experience in person speaking and would like to learn the dynamics of speaking online, okay, because this is the new world, how you look and sound on camera and creating online content, workshops, websites, and social media videos. This is really important in the new world, and especially reaching outside of just your local area. We want to spread the love and the heartfelt messages that we have and offer our services to those outside of our area. This is huge. Everything is now hybrid video. So we're trying to combine this old world with the new world. For those that need to get accredited speeches done in order to qualify for the contest or has a goal to move up levels and pathways, and there are a little more opportunities than just the once a month in-person meetings that we hold the first Saturday of every month. That has been the Toastmasters special. All right, so wrapping this up, there are a couple of challenges because sometimes public speaking, we need that energetic feedback, okay? Sometimes adrenaline, it helps us feed our message. We're kind of lacking that, but I still get nervous even online. Time zones, because not everyone could meet at a certain time, especially throughout like the different time zones in the world. And members may not attend in-person meetings, okay? So there's all kinds of benefits to this hybrid club, and I hope that you will find yourself over there. It's not asking much, just a click of your computer on the third Thursday at 10 a.m. And I hope to see you there. I have a lot more to say. See me on Thursday and we'll talk more about it.
Thank you, Karina. This is really exciting, a new change in our club that we're really enjoying. Now, a little birdie has told me that Jeannie has something to say about something she knows. Jeannie, are you ready?
I'm just going to sit here and smile for a minute, Michael Ann. I'm just going to smile because it is a little birdie that there's some exciting news. Okay, I have to share it. This is an award-winning newsletter. Yay, we won the award. Now, I'm going to tell you, we had in District 57, 19 clubs jump in on the newsletter contest. And this newsletter contest has been going on since December, even a little bit earlier because we were working on our first one back in November. But 6 months worth of newsletters were compiled from what ended up being 14 clubs because some had to, for various reasons, not complete it. So we were competing with 14 other clubs and we won the most improved newsletter. Hands down, when we were listening to the judges doing this, they were like, yeah, from your first newsletter to this last one, huge change. That's both the digital and the video newsletter. So congratulations to the whole team. That alone was great to see because it shows that we were jumping in with little to no knowledge and learning on the job. That's what we do here at Heart to Heart. You got a problem, we learn to fix it. Now here's the drum roll. The third place went to Amador Valley Toastmasters, and they got 50 district bucks. And that was for Candy May Estelila and Don Johnson were the editors. Second place, wait for it. Da-da, da-da, da-da. It was Heart to Heart. We got second place. And that's Kimmy Avery and I as editors. And that's 75 district bucks. So add the 25 we got from being the most improved to this, we got $100 in district bucks. Yay! And then congratulations goes to the first place winner, City Beach Toastmasters, and their editor is Praveen Rahman. Venkat and his team went further on and they have honorable mentions and such. And I'm going to put more of those details in the digital newsletter so you can get more information if you read the digital newsletter. Congratulations to the newsletter team. We are now an award-winning newsletter. Back to you, Michael Ann.
Yes, we did a great job and we're a great team. Look at all these team members right here, right now. And if it wasn't for our editors, Kimmy and Jeannie, I don't know how we would have won these awards. So thank you so much, Jeannie and Kimmy. Next, we're going to want to hear from you, your opinions and your talents. So I'm turning this over to Kimmy to share what's next.
As a member of Heart to Heart, you probably want to learn how to speak about your business and practice enrolling new clients. A big part of this is visibility. You hear Heart to Heart leaders talk about this all the time. The 30 Minutes with Heart to Heart newsletter is a great way to get visibility. This is essential to your personal and business success. Just think, you could be seen around the world just for participating. Just like every single person in this video newsletter, you too could have that opportunity to be on YouTube and to reach more people with your mission and your vision. How cool is that? When you help make the 30 Minutes with Heart to Heart video newsletter happen, then you get to have your bio included. That includes links to your website and who you are, and you can share that link with your contacts and anyone you want to do business with. This will give you a ton of credibility. You're going to get a link to a poll in emails, below this video, in the PDF, in the flipbook, to give us feedback about what you're liking about the newsletter, what you don't like, and how you can participate. Your feedback and your opinions matter to us. So make sure to do that poll. It'll give us quality information. Now, the next planning meeting for the newsletter is on January 11th at 4 p.m. You can email me, kimmyavery@gmail.com, and my email address is down below to get the Zoom link to be able to participate. Back to you, Michael Ann.
Thanks, Kimmy. Next up, Michelle Petacola is going to be talking about the power of volunteering. We do have elections coming up, and we're all volunteers, and Michelle has some great things to say. Take it away, Michelle.
Thank you, Michael Ann. I guess you could call me a volunteer junkie. I looked at my past and I realized that Toastmasters is really the third time I have been a significant volunteer. Why volunteer? I can tell you 3 good reasons why you want to volunteer. Number 1, you get training, hands-on training that otherwise you would have to pay for. And some of that training you can only get in the trenches. And that's what volunteering gives you. Number 2, makes you feel great. And number 3, it often introduces you to people that you need for the next thing that you want to accomplish. And you get certain people who want to help you out because of your volunteering. My volunteer examples. The first time I volunteered, it was at a community access TV studio. I wanted to learn television production, so I volunteered. Otherwise, I would have had to pay a lot of money to learn how to do that. I learned all about studio etiquette. More importantly, I eventually did my own community access TV, and I learned how to get people to keep on coming back by bringing sandwiches. And finally, later on, when I decided I was going to make my own documentary film series, I had people I could call on to help me on a shoestring budget. Best of all, I loved it. It was a lot of fun. The next time I volunteered was for hospice. Remember that documentary film series? It was called Secrets of Life and Death. Somebody said to me, you might want to join hospice to get a lay of the land and understand the territory. And sure enough, I learned a lot in hospice about dying, about caregiving, and about grieving. And this actually folded into the work that I do now, how to help people get through grief. So there was the training, online, real person-to-person training, not book training, real training. Number two, I met people who actually participated in my film and people who helped me to promote my films. And finally, it was fun. I learned a lot. My latest volunteering, as I know you all know, is in Toastmasters. First, I became the president of Heart2Heart. Then I got voluntold and became the coordinator for a speechcraft. And more recently, I have been the area director of our area, D30. And what I have learned is, again, how to engage and enroll volunteers to help out. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm encouraging you to step up because there is so much you learn. The fact of the matter is that if you step up in Toastmasters, you get opportunities to expand your leadership with larger projects than you're likely to run across in your own work. And that prepares you to expand your business or the way in which you show up in the world. And there's no other way to get the experience. Nobody's going to pay you to learn on the job. Toastmasters gives you the opportunity. So I'm encouraging you to take advantage of this election to step up as an officer, if you want to go for it, or a shadow officer, or a committee member, because there are a lot of ways in which you can participate. And don't forget, the new Thursday Club needs people stepping into the various roles other than speaking. And these are all volunteer activities. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and step up. And back to you, Michael Ann.
Thanks so much, Michelle, and everybody, volunteering for meeting roles and for officer roles and shadow roles coming up next month. Now, let's hear from Karina about upcoming events.
All right. Thank you, Michael Ann. Speaking of volunteering, we have quite a few roles that need to be filled. Speakers, evaluators, and whatever your heart desires. So Saturday, June 5th, which is our regular meetings, all roles are available. So we're waiting for you. Also, Thursday, June 17th, we have all these roles available. So we need 2 speakers and a headliner. So please get those in. And there's still time to complete the OATM, which is the Outstanding Achievement Toastmasters Award. Don't wait until the last minute. The deadline is June 30th.
Thank you, Karina. And I want to just take another Did You Know minute to underscore the power of volunteering, as Michelle talked about, and looking at those roles that Karina talked about. Grabbing a role increases your visibility, as Gary talked about. You can do this in a number of ways, and I want to highlight 2. One is you can be an evaluator, and the power of being an evaluator is you get to learn the art of gently critiquing others so that you can learn as well. As many people know, when you want to learn a new skill, you teach it. So evaluating another speaker helps you actually increase your level of speaking. So jump in, and that's one of the roles that we always need help with. Being an evaluator is huge in helping the speaker, especially if you're good at coming up with stretch goals, and it's huge in helping you become aware of how you speak. So keep that in mind. And the second area I want to highlight as a potential volunteer that we haven't talked much about, but we're going to be building up this particular role more in the next year or so, I hope, and that's to become a mentor. And that's a Toastmaster who brings a new Toastmaster in under their wing and helps them through those simple chores ahead of us, like pathways. You know how easy it was for you to learn pathways, right? So why not share that knowledge that you came to get and help a new Toastmaster? Remember, all boats rise in a tide. So we're not competing against each other, we're helping each other. So if you're an experienced Toastmaster, consider becoming a mentor. Again, that helps you increase your capabilities and skills, especially in the leadership realm. So consider those two things. We have so many more opportunities I won't go into, but if you like production, please let us know, because we produce this video newsletter and we produce a digital newsletter, and we can do so much more with your help. With that, I'm going to kick it back to Michael Ann.
Thanks, Jeannie. And I'm going to pass the baton to Karina, who has some celebrations to announce.
Thanks, Michael Ann. I would like to announce a very proactive and ambitious new member. Her name is Carrie Lynn Kelly. She has completed level 1 and 2 of presentation mastery. So give her a round of applause. And this is the kind of action that our new members to take. Thank you, Carrie, for being such a wonderful member. Take it away, Michael Ann.
Thank you, Karina. And I have a Did You Know myself, which is I would like to share a tip for excelling as a meeting Toastmaster. This is the role that's called the Toastmaster of the Day. And one of the most important things for the Toastmaster of the Day to do is to manage the timing of the meeting. Be aware of the agenda and track how things are going. Now, I am going to be doing a special video webinar for any Toastmaster who's interested, so spread the word. We're going to be doing this in early June for anyone who wants to learn more tips about how to be an excellent, excellent Toastmaster of the Day. And with that, I am going to pass the camera over to Gary McKenzie, who has some things to remind us about the Speakers Bureau.
Thank you so much. As regarding the Speakers Bureau, we're making great headway, really getting excited. One of our goals for a long time has been to get our website live on Toastmaster District 57's website. And our goal is July 1st to have it live. At that time, we'll invite individuals to go to the website and submit their application to be considered as a participant or as a member of the Speakers Bureau. Now, one question that always comes up, what are the requirements? The requirements are: 1, you've got to be a member of Toastmasters Club in District 57. 2, you have to complete the Competent Communicators Manual or Pathways Level 3. Those are the requirements. Oh, and let me not remember, you have to pay your dues. They have to be current. So those are the requirements. So I'm excited. I ask everybody to wait and watch for July 1st when we are live on Toastmasters District 57's website. Back to you, Michael Ann.
Thanks, Gary, and thanks to all of you for investing your time with us today. I hope that we were able to give you another good look at what Heart2Heart Toastmasters has been up to. Remember, we're a specialty club. We are entrepreneurs, and we meet twice a month. On the first Saturday, we meet from 4 to 6 p.m., and our next meeting is June the 5th, and it will be online. We have inaugurated our second meeting of the month on the third Thursday from 10 to 11 a.m. The next meeting is on June the 17th. In Heart2Heart, we focus on helping our members give their message authentically and from the heart. We're always exploring ways that we can help our members expand their visibility. So come on board. The water is fine. I want to thank our newsletter team. That would be Kimmy Avery, Gary McKenzie, Karina Aragon, Jeannie Alford, Michelle Peticola, and Annabelle Colstock. Thanks for helping us get our message out. Great job, folks. Have a great day, and we'll see you next month.
Hello?
Nope.
No?
Mm-mm.
You were louder before.
We are a specialty club, and that means that we special. Let me pause that.
Take a deep breath and shake your head. There we go.
Okay, darn good thing we have a master editor.
Yeah.
Let me just try my MacBook. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Better.
That's better.
Oh, that sucks. Well, I guess my new microphone isn't good.